Hope you're well with whatever you're doing. I'm currently having a word with myself and giving myself a kick about kicking procrastination. I'm thinking about an instance which happened about a couple of months ago, early February, and one which happened a couple of days ago. And I thought it'd be interesting to share, especially if you're thinking of starting a business or you're in one in the early stages and you battle with this as well. The first one was to do with my Shopify store. I wanted a domain name, so I didn't get the generic Shopify store, and the website which I bought the domain name from couldn't quite do what I needed to. So I needed to go for another website, and they outlined some massive long FAQs and this process and different links and stuff with lots of words. I had no understanding of what they meant. I thought, oh, it's going to take me a good couple of hours, but I thought I needed the store live. So I sat down, clicked through it, and even though I didn't understand half of what the words meant, within about half an hour, what I needed to get done was done. And my Shopify store had the custom domain name that I wanted. And the other instance happened a couple of days ago, in that I'm currently using Linktree for my Shakework stuff to do with my sample packs, but I want to point it all to one particular website. Design my website all through Google Sites just because you can attach a custom domain name, and I'm now at the part where I can attach the custom domain name to it. I go on it and I think, okay, again, there's another theme here. There's a long list of the process of how to do it, links, FAQs, lots of technical language. I have no idea what it means. And I consider myself quite a tech savvy person, but it's talking about, C name records and all of these things. I have no idea. And I'm thinking, I've been putting off this task probably for about a good 2 to 3 weeks, thinking, okay, it's gonna take me a couple of hours to get my head around that. Let me do other things. But I'm at a point where I need that domain name to be the home of all of what I'm doing. So I sat down Monday morning, 6 in the morning, to do it. Did the whole thing in 10 minutes. I just laughed to myself out loud, and then I was having a catch up with one of my good friends and telling him about this, about how stupid I am with doing this. And in this, I think there's a couple of key themes in there, in that when I'm learning, setting up a business, I'm learning a lot of new things. With learning a lot of new things, some of those things I'm more comfortable with, and some are completely out of my comfort zone. And doing things related to websites are completely out of my comfort zone. I have no idea what most of the words actually mean. And because I have no idea what it means, I'm intimidated by it. And that's where procrastination comes in. I just push it to one side. I'm going to come back to that. I'm going to come back to that. To then come back to do it when it's absolutely critical to what I need to do with my business. To then I estimate this 2 hour time period it's going to take, and realizing it takes significantly less than that. And it's just an interesting thing just to think of doing things related to a new business and just actually just doing it and not overthinking about how long it's going to take, and just sort of like crack on and just actually start it. Because in both of those instances, it took significantly less time than what I predicted to actually do it. And I learned something in the process. And again, that sense of achievement as well, as opposed to calling somebody up or going down a YouTube rabbit hole to understand everything. Because within those guidance of doing those 2 tasks, there were lots of words I didn't understand, but I didn't need to understand them. I just followed the process and did it. So I suppose the key thing I've learned is that there's lots of things that I don't know, but just to jump in and just actually do it. And then with those tasks that I need to do, the second thing is that I don't need to understand every component of the process. If I get the rough gist, the rough overall idea, then it's enough for me to actually do it. And that's me having a word with myself about those 2 instances of procrastination, which I found quite funny. And in the end, I overcome, because I built up in my own mind to be something bigger than it actually was. So maybe you can laugh and sneer at me as well, or maybe you can relate to it if you're doing lots of new things and setting up your own way for a business. Hope you found that interesting, and if you've got any instances like that, then please share. It'd be great to hear them. So take care.